Dog by Valerie Worth. Under a maple tree the dog lies down, lolls his limp tongue, yawns, rests his long chin, carefully between front paws, looks up, alert, chops with heavy jaws at a slow fly, blinks, rolls on his side, sighs, closes his eyes, sleeps all afternoon in his loose skin.
Have you ever seen a dog laying down under a maple tree? Well, Valerie Worth has. She wrote a poem called Dog. Her poem described a dog laying down and nipping at a slow fly. Her poem inspired me to write about the things I love. Valerie Worth was a poet. She was born on October 29, 1933, in Pennsylvania. Her dad wrote poems. Her mom read them to her. She met her husband in college. She met Natalie Babbitt. Her inspiration was that her dad wrote poems. She has 3 children. She died of cancer on July 31st, 1994. Style of writing poems, she gave a lot of imagery and free verse. Her poem Dog described a dog laying down by a maple tree. I could imagine the dog laying down by the maple tree, nipping at a slow fly. She inspired me to write about things I love. I hope you like my poem like I liked her poem Dog. My inspired poem, Oh Brother. In a white house, a mean brother stands, as dirty as a cow laying in its own poop, and he says, turn off the TV, and then yelling, and quickly gets in the shower, dripping as the nozzle goes. After the shower, he says, eat and go to bed. When he goes to bed, he listens to his YouTube, and it is like he is talking. And when he goes to sleep, he is snoozing. When he wakes up, he goes to work again, getting dirty like a cow laying in its own poop, with 2 dogs wanting to lick him in the face, and he sits on one. Its name is Snuggles, and he loves to snuggle.
Dog by Valerie Worth by Kaylee Tudor. Have you ever had a dog? Well, Valerie Worth did. She wrote a poem called Dog laying under a maple tree. She described a dog. She inspired me to write about things I love. Valerie Worth was an author and a poet best known for her small poems for children. She was born in Pennsylvania on 1933. Her dad wrote poetry and her mom read poetry. When she was young, there she met Natalie Babbitt. They threw a party to celebrate her small poems. This began a fast published in 1972, and she died on July 31st, 1994. Valerie Worth's dog poem described a dog laying under a maple tree. One example for Valerie's poem was Under a Maple Tree, the dog lies down. She inspired me to use short lines in my poem about books. I hope you enjoyed my poem as much as you like Valerie Worth. My inspired poem. By my fridge in the middle of the night, hungry and starving, so I looked in the freezer and I see frozen strawberries. And then I looked in the cupboard and I saw gummy bears. Then I ran upstairs because I heard footsteps. Finally, I'm in my room. Now I can eat my delicious snack based off a true story. The end. Have you had a dog that likes to lay under a maple tree? Well, Valerie Worth had a dog like that. She wrote Dog. Her poem described a dog laying under a maple tree. She inspired me to write what I love. Valerie Worth was born on October 29, 1933 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Her dad wrote poems and her mom read them to her when she was little. She joined a small writing group while her husband finished his school at Yale University. Worth worked at Yale University Press and wrote poetry on the side. Worth and her husband settled in Clinton, New York. Georgia was hired to teach English at Kirkland College. Her dad inspired her to write poems. She won an award called the NCT for excellence in her poems. Her poem Dog inspired me to write Kitten because she described a dog laying under a maple tree. My poem described kittens playing outside in the sunshine and the grass playing. I hope you like my poems as well as you like Valerie Worth's poems. My inspired poem. In the shed there are kittens in a haystack with their mom in the sun, in the shiny grass play. And when they are getting tired, they go to sleep based on the true story. Have you ever seen a dog? Well, Valerie Worth has. She wrote Dog. Her poem described a dog under a maple tree using imagery. Valerie Worth inspired me to write about the things that I see. Valerie Worth was a poet who was born in 1933 on the 29th in Pennsylvania. When she was little, her dad wrote poems and her mom read poems too. When she was in college, she met her husband. Natalie Babbitt gave her ideas for poems. She wrote about a kitten and a dog. She died of cancer in 1994 on July 30th. Here's one example from her poem is Lynx rolls on his side. I could imagine the dog lying down. She inspired me to write about poems using phrases like at school we work on poems. I hope you enjoy my poem as much as Valerie Worth's. At school we work on poems. It's very fun. We make poems almost every day at 8:30 to 9:30. And one person made this one. My friend Sierra made this one. The teacher made everybody make a